How's it going, Cowboys? It's Mr. Lincoln. We are doing another PowerPoint here today. I'd like to thank everybody that's been working hard, doing their assignments, checking out these videos. Today we are not going to be doing a PowerPoint of our own to turn in. I'm going to just have a quiz for you to do at the end of this video to see if you've been paying attention. So, watch this video, take notes as necessary. Pause the video now if you need to go get a piece of paper, write stuff down, and go ahead and get ready to just watch some magic happen and be prepared to answer questions about what you saw here in this video today. Okay, so let's go ahead and split out. Alright, we got our PowerPoint here, a quick and easy little blank PowerPoint. We're going to talk about a few rules for PowerPoints whenever you're doing PowerPoints that are trying to get information across. Some of the things you have to consider is that people need to be able to see your words. Okay, they have to see your words on the screen. Sometimes those words are a little far away. I mean, you might be presenting in a small classroom like the one you're used to with me. You might also be doing something in a bigger conference room where people are quite a distance from the screen. And you could even be doing them in a large convention hall. And there might be some people who are 500 feet back. And you got to make sure that those people can see the things that you need them to see. And the only way to do that is to make sure that your words are the right size. Okay? So, we're going to talk about a couple of things today. One of them being what I like to call rules for slideshows. Okay? There's two rules specifically. We're going to talk about the 7x7 rule and the 24-point rule. Okay? 7x7 rule and the 24-point rule, those are the rules that we're going to be talking about today. Now, I'm not going to get too fancy with the slideshow here. It's just going to be a real basic slideshow. 7x7 rule. Okay, 7x7 rule is each slideshow, or each slide really, should have no more than 7 lines per slide. Okay? No more than 7 lines per slide. The more lines you have, the more crowded it gets. If there are too many words or lines, the words will get smaller. Smaller words are harder to see. There might be some people far away. Those people can't see what's on the screen. Prevent this by only using 7 lines per slide. Okay, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, you might be able to get 8 slides on there. And this rule, to be honest, this rule was designed back when screens, if you recall how to change the view of your screen, you might be able to go to the design tab and remember the slide size. There was standard 4x3 edition. Okay, just maximize it. Okay, this used to be how screens looked, and as you can see, We are at the edge down here at the bottom. If we go any further down, this is too far and will result in a smaller sized font being forced on your paragraphs, which is what we call each one of the lines. They're actually called paragraphs. I mean, you can call them bullet point lines, but the technical term is that they are a paragraph. Okay, so you saw what happened. Okay, you saw what happened to your slides. They went and they were taken down a notch, basically. They are smaller now because it couldn't fit all of the words inside of the box that you've created here. You can see the thin outline of the box on this. There was no more room, so it had to squish everything down to make it fit in this box. Can you readjust the box? Yes, you most certainly can. Will that readjust the words out to a bigger appropriate size? Perhaps so. Okay, but here's the deal. A general rule of thumb is no more than 7 lines. Do you know why? Because this is a giant wall of text, and people are going to get bored with it. It leaves you no room for fun. It leaves you no room for animations. It leaves you no room for doing stuff. Okay? This is boring. This is dull. Boo. Okay, don't do this. Okay? Keep it to 7 lines. Okay? Keep it to 7 lines. And then you've got options. Okay, now you can make a little space over here to the side. Now you can maybe maneuver this around a little bit. Give yourself some more room to work with. Okay? Now you got some room over here on the side that you can work with. Some things you can do. Okay? Things can be made to pop and whistle and get a little picture in there maybe. Something to make things interesting. You got a little room now. Okay? You throw down 8, 9, 10 lines. You got a wall of text. Nobody's going to care. They'll all fall asleep. They're not going to look at your stuff. Okay? 7 is too many lines. Okay? Now the next, still talking about the 7 by 7 rule. No more than 7 big words per line should be used in your slideshows because it becomes tedious to read innumerable large, complicated phrases that seemingly never end and are continuously being used across the screen. Okay? See that big giant block right there? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody's going to take the time to read all that. Especially if your words are large, they really aren't going to be interested. A better way to say this is no more than 7 words. See? This gets read. This gets ignored. Okay? Remember, these are bullet points. These are bullet points. These are just designed to be real quick pieces of information to give a little flavor to what you're talking about. Remember, the talking that you're doing during the presentation should be most of what these people are going to be there for. Okay? PowerPoints honestly should be used as background to your talking so that people have something to focus their eyes on visually. If they, if they're more visual than auditory listeners, this gives them something to focus their eyes on while they're talking, and that is something that they can look at and see while they're hearing your words, because like me, I'm a very visual person. Okay, I see things, I remember them. I look at maps, I got it. I drive by landmarks, not by people telling me turn left, turn right. Okay. Um, One of the things you have to remember is if you have a visual audience, and many people are visual. Okay, many human beings are visually oriented people. If you give them something to look at, they're going to look at it. Okay. So let me put that down. People are visually oriented. So this gives them something to look at. Okay? Let's take a look at the big words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? You could say 8, maybe. But, you know, small words under 3, people aren't going to really trip over those. Anything over 4 letters is usually considered like a somewhat big word to use. Okay? So, keep it short, keep it sweet, bullet points. Okay? That's how it goes. Now, that's the 7 by 7 rule. No more than 7 lines per slide. No more than 7 big words per line. Okay? No more than 7 words per slide. No more than 7 lines per slide. No more than 7 words per line. 7 lines per slide. 7 words. 7. Yeah. No more than 7 lines per slide. No more than 7 words per line. Okay? Put that in. Per line. Okay? Now, let's talk about the 24-point rule. 24-point rule is basically a measure of text. Now you saw in this one, what happens whenever we put too much information into the small box? See it? Shrinks it. Shrinks it. Shrinks it. Can you see that? I can't. I can barely read this, and I'm sitting right in front of the computer screen. You're probably looking at this computer screen and going, uh-oh, I can't read it. Imagine the people that are in your conference hall trying to read that from across the room. It's not going to happen. You got to keep it legible. You got to keep it to where people can read it. Okay? 24-point rule says that no text should be less than 24-point font size. Okay? Now, keep in mind that when you do another bullet point, let's say a subpoint, it automatically reduces size. Okay? These subpoints might become too small. Show you what I'm talking about. Eventually, they are tiny and can't be seen at distance. Prevent this by manually increasing the size of the font using the A up arrow button or changing the font size in the drop down. What do I mean by that? Simple. technically you can highlight every single bit of everything in here, and you can use this A up arrow right here to automatically increase everything by one size increment. What do I mean by size increment? Okay, look at this. In this list right here, you may not be able to see it very well, but it starts off with 8 point. It goes 9, 10, 10 and a half, 11, 12, and then it starts counting by twos, basically. 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, and then it starts counting by fours. 28 point, 32 point, 36 point, 40 point, okay? But these are all different sizes. This right here is 32 point. This right here is 28 point. This right here is the smallest you should ever think about making these, and you really shouldn't have it this small. This is 24 point. This tiny stuff right, oop, 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 oop. This tiny stuff right here is 20 point. Okay? Now, if I highlight all of these, and I hit this A up arrow, okay? These guys are 33. These guys are 30. These guys are 26. These guys are 22. Okay? It increases basically by one increment. Some not, some of them will skip an increment or go into something like 33 or something like that. But that's what happens. Everybody goes up by one increment. If it was 12, it should bump up to 14. If it was 24, it should bump up to 26 or 28, depending on your computer and your settings. Okay? If it was 36, it'll go up to 46, 48. Okay? Just be careful because it gets big fast, especially the top ones that are the bigger sized letters. Okay? Or you could just take all of them if you really wanted to, and you don't really want any size differences between the levels. Okay? You can just set it manually at a certain size. Okay? You could even type in what you want. Like if you don't want it to be 28, type in 30. Manually change it. Okay? So 24 point is the smallest that it should ever be. Okay? This is 20 point. This is way too small for people in the back of the room to see. Okay? Alright. So those are the points rules. The 7x7 rule, each slide should have no more than 7 lines. No more than 7 big words per line. The 24-point rule is text should not be less than 24-point font size. Okay? Make it bigger, change it, use less words. Split words up between 2 slides. Give yourself some extra room. Do something. Don't let it get this small. It's not going to be able to be seen at the end of at the back of the room when you're doing your presentation. Okay? Let's talk about something else now. Your new blank presentation. We're going to talk about motion graphics now. Okay? Make your own make your own animations. Okay? Motion graphics are fun because you can take things that you've done, that you've seen, okay? You can take things that you've seen, you can combine 2 or more animations. You can have them go and move in different directions and things like that. And it's all kinds of fun stuff. So, general motion graphics. Okay. I'm going to change the screen size here. Okay. And I'm going to change the layout. We're going to go to content. Okay. Topic number 1. Okay. We're going to talk about blah and blah. Okay. And as with our previous topic of conversation, we're not going to let these be 24 point. We're going to increase the size. Okay. We're going to do it one of 2 ways. Okay. Now let's say you've got some kind of shape in here or something like that that you want to put in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete this box out. I'm going to go ahead and insert a shape. Okay. Let me say that it's a sunshiny day. Okay. Let's say our topic is weather. Okay. First note is sunny. The second note is rainy. Okay. Now, I'm going to put some animations on here. And I'm going to have all of these. Not all at the same time, so I'm going to change it. Make them go from the left. Okay. And then we'll go after previous. Okay, all of them will go after previous with a delay of 1 second. Okay, so now currently our slideshow is going to do this. Okay, everybody check that out? Word weather, sunny, rainy. All right. Now, I don't want this sun to be there initially. And I could have it do some kind of entrance effect. I could have it do one of these green entrance effects, but that's not fun. Okay? I'm going to move the sun down here. I'm going to bring up the animation pane so I can see what's going on when. Okay, I'm going to take the sun down here, and I want the sun to pop up at the same time as sunny is coming up. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a motion path, and I'm going to do a little arc. Okay? Now, every motion path has a stop point and an end point. Okay? It's also got the path that it's going to take. Now, I can start it and stop it wherever I feel like by changing the size of this box. Okay? So let's say I'm going to have it roll in this way. Okay, so it's going to go boop. Okay? Now, I'm going to move that up to sunny. I'm going to change it to working with previous. Okay, and then that's going to bump the rainy back a little bit till after that one's done. Now watch this. Let's take a little preview. Okay, weather, sunny and rainy. Or let's say cloudy. Okay, so I used a motion path to create the sun, the effect of the sun coming up, kind of like the sun is wants to do. The sun, it does that little thing that it does where it arises and then it goes down a little bit. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to bring in some more shapes. Let's bring in some cloud shapes. Okay, we're going to have cloud shapes, some little cloud shapes here. Okay, they're going to be some ugly little gray clouds because it's going to be cloudy, right? Now, if you've got a shape and you've got a shape selected, you can hold down Control C and then Control V. And you can give yourself multiple shapes. Okay, and then Control V again for a third shape. Okay, and you can change these shapes up a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to take each one of these three shapes and I'm going to move them in so that it's a cloudy day. Capiche? Alright, now I'm going to go back to animations. And I'm going to give myself a line. Okay, I've clicked onto one of them. And it's not really showing it too much. That's because it's over here. Okay? So, I'm going to collect another one. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, when you put them together, you'll see that there's a little... you might not be able to see it too well. Let me switch to the PowerPoint scene here. You can see that there's a green dot here, and the green dot is where it starts. Okay? The red dot's where it finishes. You always want to put them where you want them to start them. If you just take the arrow and you move it, it's going to be visible here, and then it's going to jump to here, and then it's going to move to there. And that's not really what you want. So it's always good to take the object itself and put it in the place where you want it to start from. That is always the best idea, really. Okay? So let's take the ending point there. I'm going to put it there. Okay? Sunny day really ought to show me where it ends up. That would be better. And then finally I'm going to put one more motion One more motion path in that last little cloud burst. Okay. So the sun, I'm going to put the sun up here. And we're gonna just go ahead and move that into where it starts from. Okay, so it's basically going to start in the same place. And then these guys, we'll see their action as it happens here. Okay? And these cloudies, let's have them go after previous. Again, after previous, but all of them, let's shorten it up a little bit. Let's bring them in 1 second. Okay? You could even slightly decrease the delay on them. Okay. You could, or if you wanted to, instead of saying after previous, you could say with previous, and then on each one of them, you could institute a small delay, like a 0.25, so that each one of them, an extra 0.5, so it's or like a half a second each, so that they're kind of coming in additionally at the same time. Okay, so now watch our little effect here. Weather. It's sunny. Oh, wait, no, it's cloudy. See how that works? All right. Now, that's pretty cool and pretty handy and everything like that. That's motion graphics. If you really wanted to get crazy, if you really wanted to get crazy with these, you could do a custom path. Okay, a custom path. Okay, that would be a little bit different. Okay, you could scribble in how you want it to go, and it will follow the path that you set. Okay, so check this out now. It's weather. It's sunny. Oh wait, no, it's cloudy. See? Interesting, amusing stuff that you can do to spice up your presentation a little bit. Okay, I like doing stuff like this because it's just fun and amusing to me. People seem to get a kick out of it. It refocuses their attention on your PowerPoint. Makes them happy. Keeps their attention, mostly. Okay? If they've got something to look at, people tend to look at it. Okay? It's pretty neat stuff. Now, another thing that you can do, you can have things that happen at the same time. Okay? Like as in multiple effects happening simultaneously. I'm going to switch my layout to just show a title. Let's just call this one multiple effects. Okay. Actually, change the layout to change the layout to content. Okay. Whoop. Zoom back in there a little bit. You can have more than one effect happening at the same time. Not to be used on entrance and exit at the same time. That doesn't make sense. Don't put an entrance effect and an exit effect on the same thing. Okay? So I'm going to say let's go ahead and find a quick picture. I tell you what, let's not look here. Let's look online. Okay, we're going to look online for a picture of a bird. Okay. There's an interesting picture of a little bird here. Let's see if it'll insert. Hey, alright, cool. Yeah, automatic text, gotcha. Okay. Alright. So your bird here. We want this bird to do multiple animations at the same time. Okay? We are going to go ahead and say, get out of the way there. Alright, so we're gonna do some fly in with these two, okay? And that's gonna have the first one and the second one. And the bird is going to come in the middle, and the bird is going to have two effects. Now, here's how it goes. The first effect you can select from here. Okay? The first effect you can select from here. Okay? Now, grow and turn's cool. Fly in. We're going to have the bird fly in this direction. Okay? Or maybe from the top right. Yep, that's how birdies fly. Okay? Okay, I'm going to move that up into here. And now, if I want another animation to happen on the same object, I'm going to have to go here to add animation. Okay? And maybe this bird is crazy. Maybe this bird's got some messed up circumstances and it's not having a good day. But let's, okay. So now watch this, okay? It's like you got this right here, and you can go and change the duration. Alright, or you could actually grab, if you take it, you can actually grab it and change it. That also works. Okay, and now they do things at the same time. Okay, let's take our little bird and move him over here so we can see the effect happen a little bit more pronounced. Alright, so I want these to happen simultaneously though. Okay, I want these happen the same thing happening at the same time. So I gotta go and change this one to start with previous. Okay. Alright. So the bird should fly in crazily. Okay, you can have more than one effect happening at the same time. See? The bird flew in and was spinning at the same time, and he stuck the landing, which is great. Okay? Now, I'm going to click this guy again, and I'm going to put two effects on him one more time. I'm going to add an animation. I'm going to have an entrance. Well, okay. Let me show you a different one. Let's insert a picture from online. We're going to insert an egg. Okay. We're going to say that this bird lays eggs. Okay, not that big though. Okay, now, here's an egg. But you can't do entrance and exit effects at the same time. Okay? Like if you do a shape effect to bring them in, you can't add an animation that also takes them out. Okay? And you cannot have that run at the same time. It really doesn't work that well. Okay? Here comes Crazy Bird, sticks the landing. See? Notice what happened. You never saw the egg. Because at the same time that it was starting up, it was also disappearing. And that is confusing. Now, you can have a start and a motion, like we did with the bird, a start effect and a motion effect. You could have an exit effect and a motion effect. You could have two, like, start effects, okay? Like, you could have a float out, or, I mean, you could have a float out at the same time that you have a, let's see, what's a good one? A wheel, or a shrink and turn. You could have two exit effects happening at the same time. That would be okay. Watch this. See, it turned and it reduced in size at the same time. Okay. So two entrance effects, no problem. Entrance and an emphasis, the yellow ones, no problem. Exit and an emphasis, no problem. Two emphases, no problem. Two exits, no problem. Two entrances, no problem. Can't do an entrance and an exit effect at the same time. That, they cancel each other out basically. It doesn't work that well. Okay, so yes, you can have multiple effects happening to one picture or group of words at the same time. Things that I like to do occasionally when I'm trying to save space and I need to do things, I can have words come in. Okay, I can have words come in, and then as I'm bringing up the other thing, Alright. As I'm bringing in the other thing, I can have that one add an animation to take that one out. Okay? And I slide that one right in after the other words, and I have that happen at the same time. So start with previous, and it'll take the previous words out as I'm bringing in the new words in. Blah, blah, blah. Stick the landing. Here comes the words. Oh, those words in the front part dropped out. Pretty swift, pretty neat. Works fine, lasts a long time. Okay, so multiple effects. Yes, you can have them happening at the same time as long as they are not stops and starts happening simultaneously. Those two cancel each other out, and there is no effect. Okay, other than that, though, you can combine multiple effects at the same time. Yes, that is a doable thing. Okay, hope you had a good time with this, Cowboys. Take that quiz. Let me know that you've been paying attention and that you get it. Good job. See you later.